on a day or two before Christmas, flying back because I was my office was based in Oklahoma. We were having some challenges, and I left the fam to fly back to Oklahoma.
Wow.
Okay, because we were going through some stuff. And I remember sitting on that bus, like, yeah, I'm committed, and we're gonna like work this out, but this is not. And then at the same time, looking at the American app, and I had 124 flights year to date,
Wow.
bro. I remember saying, "Oh yeah, I got it. I gotta make a change. I gotta get this together. We gotta make a
You
change."
was addicted to work at that point.
Oh, no doubt about it. No, I hardcore addicted to work, man. And so I would say the changes you see now were not happenstance; they were intentional.
That's
The way I'm
good.
looking at my calendar and things now, yeah, very intentional.
We're gonna have this conversation right now. King, legend, talk, legend. King, legend, talk, talk. King, legend, talk, legend. King, legend, talk. You are now tuned in to King Legend Talks.
All right, that's a quick intro. Everybody, this is your boy, King Legend 757. And today I got the one and only Trig in the building. Is it okay if I call you Trig?
Of course, bro. Of course.
Listen, y'all, this is not just anybody. This is the CEO of Holy Culture Radio. Now, that in itself is amazing, bro. Just like the letter CEO getting there, I know it was no just quick thing that just happened overnight. You really had to have a journey, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Let's talk about your journey. Let's talk about the things that you went through, overcame, and how God got you through that process to get you right where you are today. So, without further ado, if you don't mind, let us know where you're from, what city you rep in, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Born raised Philly, bro. Yeah, I live in Wilmington, Delaware now, but born raised Philly, bro. So I'm always gonna represent Philly. Our offices is like right in between Philly and Wilmington, so I'm even closer during the day. But yeah, born
Dang,
raised.
that means you
Yeah.
close to home at the same time. That's
Yes,
amazing.
sir.
And I love Philadelphia, man. Real talk, I go to Philly. I used to travel to Philly before the pandemic a lot,
Okay.
okay? But after the pandemic, things kind of changed. My travels got a little bit different, so I don't go as much. But I always found it funny that everyone wants to go to that Rocky statue when they go to Philly.
Oh yeah,
What's up with
you have
that?
to, bro. Listen, the Rocky statue, the Liberty Bell, you know what I mean? It's and then got to pick your favorite steak, yeah, cheesesteak place.
Yeah,
Of
for sure.
course, got to pick your favorite cheesesteak place.
Now, it's how do y'all like feel where a whole bunch of tourists come out there and the first thing they want to talk about is Rocky?
You know what? Honestly, that I don't find that to be the case, man. When people come, the first thing they usually ask about is where should we eat? Like they
Okay,
want to get a cheesesteak, you know what I mean? And most people know the tourist spots, right? And then no disrespect to them, Geno's and Pat's, but that's like where the tourists immediately go. And if you don't know any better, you don't know, right? And so you got to get with a Philadelphian, and we're going to tell you, okay, here are the spots we go to.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
Now I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and what I can say, it feels like family when I come out there
that's what's
for
up.
for a game. Whenever I come out there for a game, I'm rocking my jersey. You know what I'm saying? And when I get out there, I get
Yes, sir.
all these like fans supporting. You know what I'm saying? Like we really family. Now
Eagle fans are die hard, bro. Eagle fans are die hard.
it really is.
Unfortunately, I support the Eagles, but I'm not an Eagles fan per se.
Ah,
So that's a whole nother
a
conversation,
whole
bro.
nother conversation.
Whole
But
nother
anyway,
conversation.
I know we're not really here to talk Philly, man, but I just had to go ahead and share that with you. I just want to say, first of all, thank you for your service and
Oh, thank, bro.
everything that you do for the culture of
No doubt.
just being Christian first. Let's start there. Just being a
Yeah,
Christian, being a
yeah.
believer, your walk and leading by example. I really appreciate that because
Thank you, bro.
the position God has put you in is very unique and it's
Mm,
needed in this world. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to even get eyes on what we got going on over here
mm,
is a
mm.
blessing by itself.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take us through to like your roots. Where did this ambition come from?
So I'll try to keep it super short, man. I grew up in Philly, like I said. I lost my pop earlier in my life. You know what I mean? He disappeared when I was about 14, 15. Found him later, but then once I found him, he died of AIDS when I was about 20 or so. So I just think I was one of those kids, man, that just had the validation issue. You know what I mean? Didn't feel validated by my pop and just tried to seek other ways to find validation, man. And luckily, not luckily, as a blessing, man, the
Yeah.
Lord into my life at some point, and it was gradual for me. I didn't have one of those like road to Damascus moments or those big epiphanies at one time. It was more gradual. And then once I found the Lord, man, I was still, I would say, lukewarm for a while. You know what I'm saying? I was in the church. I was doing the new members lessons and all those things, but I was still producing secular hip hop. And at the time, I was trying to get signed to like Rush Producers Management or Flavor Unit Management, and had done a couple nice production pieces, man. And then met a member of the Cross Movement, man, who really showed me that Christian hip hop existed. And not only that, then let me hang out with them. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I think that was the bigger part. So it's one thing to find the music, and actually he spoke some words that convicted me, and that's how I met the whole movement. But then to let me hang out and see what brothers who look like me, were
Yeah.
my age and whatnot, how they were living within the culture.
Now, some of those words that he mentioned to you, I just want to tap in on that really quick,
Yeah,
because I think his delivery was so impactful in your life and in your walk. And one of the things he said to you is that what you do is dope. It's only sad or something like that that you don't do it for the Lord.
yeah, bro. You did some research. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I
I
do
mean,
this a little
literally,
bit.
you did some research. Yeah, literally, the fanatic, man. I didn't know who he was at the time. Didn't know he was a part of Cross Movement, but he was turning and walking out my studio and said, "You do some dope stuff. It's a shame it's not for the Lord."
Yeah.
What? What'd you say? And he said it again. And conviction set in the next day, bro. And the Lord, I felt like the Lord literally saying to me, "You're not saying the words, but you're providing the soundtrack for it."
Mm.
And so if you with me, you with me. And that was it, bro. I was convicted.
Dang. So did you have like a I knew better but didn't do better moment? As
I
far
think
as
so. I
yeah,
think,
like being
and you know what?
lukewarm.
Yeah, and I can't even say I knew better. I was still a new babe in Christ, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I felt like, hey, I'm not saying those things literally. I'm just producing music like I always have until someone said, hey, that's not the way. I didn't know. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that was a moment.
Speaking about kind of being a baby and all of this, man, like the actual the channel Holy Culture Radio, it actually started, what was it, April 21st, 2022?
Yeah, the Sirius XM edition, let's call it, right? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but otherwise we've been around for a minute. Yeah.
Right. So that collab, getting you on board with like this, or getting, I should say, Series XM on board with what y'all had going on as well.
Yeah.
What was that relationship like when it first started?
It was, I would say, a perspective relationship of, we wanted a channel and they have a process designed for, let's call it serving the underserved. And every
Hmm.
5 years, they kind of open up a process where you can make a pitch to lease a channel. And we did it. We had done it. We did it 10 years ago and we didn't make it through the door. This time we were, a little bit more experienced. We had a little bit more to say. I think a little bit more context, a real financial plan, you know what I mean? And so
Right.
I think this time they were definitely a lot more receptive.
And what do you think was that one thing that really stood out the most about you at that time?
Wow, that's tough, man. I think from if I look back from like 2010, 2011 to now, I had an opportunity to run more businesses. Like I was a senior vice president at JP Morgan Chase from '05 to like 2010. And then I moved to Allstate Insurance to be president of a new business. And I think some of those experiences, man, just harden you in different ways in terms of, creating strategy, creating the underlying financial plan to go with the strategy, the marketing approach, leading teams. And then I was blessed to lead. I went to another company called Legal Shield to be president of the B2B, and then I was chief commercial officer. And I think when you lead teams of a couple hundred people and you cross different regions, like, I got used to managing a local team, then managing a US team in different cities, and then managing a small team
Yeah,
in India, UK, and Australia. And so I just think those different experiences came out in the proposal. If
absolutely.
that makes sense, right? In terms of articulating, like, this is what we think this thing could look like. And the audiences we wanted to touch. I think we were a lot more articulate about different audiences. One audience, for example, let's call it that 25 to 44-year-old black male and
Yeah.
all the things they're dealing with, right? See, the single mom, the gospel music listener, right? So I just think a lot more buttoned up. Yeah.
Now, what's kind of ironic, or I should say the thing that caught my attention the most,
Yeah.
is that you seem to have a track record for being in these leadership positions.
Mm.
What is your secret sauce
Oh man,
for the people listening?
bro, I don't know if I have a secret sauce, man. I would tell people, listen, I mean, I'm sometimes not as smart as my contemporaries, but I'm willing to put in the work and go hard. So I didn't finish my bachelor's degree, bro, till I was 34. Like I went to go to college right out of high school, got booted out because my financial aid didn't come through. But then I
Yeah.
just worked and grinded. You know what I mean? I went to Computer Learning Center. I was an avid reader. I would read leadership books, Stephen Covey books, man. You name it, John Maxwell, different people. I was always interested in trying to be in service, right? The funny thing about it though is I never wanted to be number one. I always wanted to be like the chief operating officer. Let somebody else be the CEO. Let them be out front. Let me be the dude behind the curtain. You know what I mean? And so I think that's point one. Just being an avid student. I went back and got my master's, man, in my 40s.
Hmm.
And so that's the second thing I would say. Just be a lifetime learner. And then the third thing, which I think actually is the most important, is to be a good steward of God's gifts and talents, right? I think
Hmm.
my focus is stewardship. And so, I was saying this the other day to a good friend. Today, the Lord has me in the season of serving through Christian hip hop, but I'm always cognizant of the fact that it is a season. At some point, He could say, I need you to use your gifts and talents here. And I've got to be okay with moving, no matter how much I love Christian hip hop. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And so I got to be okay with that.
That's so real because it makes me talk about faith. Okay. So for a lot of people, when you get to these levels where we like, all right, I think I made it my comfortable zone.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get this calling to go somewhere else or change direction. For you, you've been in those positions where many people would have been like, this is it. All right. I
Mhm.
made it. All right.
Yeah.
What is your process that you go through when you're like, okay, I'm feeling led to go somewhere else and I have to leave my current position behind?
That's a good question, man. One, a lot of prayer, bro. A lot of prayer and discussion with my wife. Like, let's. I'm gonna pray about it, but let us pray about it, and then if it's the Lord's leading, let's plan for it. Like,
Yeah.
we have not done how people tell the stories of, I made a decision and I just slept in my car and then I just made it through.
Yeah.
That's not me, bro. I ain't built for that. You know what I'm saying? So we pray and then we plan. Now, and I'll be honest, I've never heard the Lord say just do it that way, right?
Right.
How can we plan to make it sustainable? And so even the course of leaving the job to do Holy Culture full time, bro, that was 8-year plan almost. Like it took
Right.
8 years. Like I knew I wanted to do it in 2010, but we didn't pull the trigger to 2018 until we felt like we were at that point and mature enough in all aspects of our life to say we can
Yeah.
take on the season and do it, right?
That's a lot of wisdom right there because what I hear is that it's not impulsive thinking. It's a lot of
Right.
planning out and seeing it through, like executing the vision, executing the plan. A lot of people we plan we fail to plan. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of people fail to actually plan for things in their life and they actually just jump, you know, and not to say that that means they don't have faith or they have you know, too much faith or to say I just think at the same time you just got to be smart and seek God in prayer and allow the Holy Spirit to direct your steps and he will tell you when it's time to make those
Absolutely.
moves. Um,
Absolutely.
Another thing that I really respect about you is the way that you got this balance where you put family first.
Mm,
Because a lot of that can kind of get lost when you're so busy all the time.
yeah.
And just an experience I had right here, just with this interview with you, something popped up for me. I
Right.
was unforeseen circumstances, and I was like, "Dang, bro, like we can reschedule this." And you like, "Well, I like to keep this part of my day clear for my
Yeah.
family." I couldn't do nothing but respect that, and just to hear you say
Thank you, bro.
that, it
Yeah.
just made me like, dang, like that's the way to be. Like that's a good um uh practice to have because you got to really check home first. And I want everyone to really tap in and understand like home is your first ministry.
No doubt, bro. And I'll be honest, man, there were so many years I did not have that perspective. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Earlier in my career, running, trying to prove myself, new corporate guy, chase, vice president. And then when I got promoted to senior vice president, forget about it, bro. I looked up one year, but I tell you when it hit me, bro. One year I was on a day or two before Christmas, flying back because I was my office was based in Oklahoma. We were having some challenges, and I left the fam to fly back to Oklahoma.
Wow.
Okay, because we were going through some stuff. And I remember sitting on that bus, like, yeah, I'm committed, and we're gonna like work this out, but this is not. And then at the same time, looking at the American app, and I had 124 flights year to date,
Wow.
bro. I remember saying, "Oh yeah, I got it. I gotta make a change. I gotta get this together. We gotta make a
You
change."
was addicted to work at that point.
Oh, no doubt about it. No, I hardcore addicted to work, man. And so I would say the changes you see now were not happenstance; they were intentional.
That's
The way I'm
good.
looking at my calendar and things now, yeah, very intentional.
See, that's gonna help somebody else out along the journey. They could be right now, just like you was, in that same go mode all the time, and they like I'm because you know what we always tell ourselves is we're doing it for our family.
Right.
You know, that's our goal. And your family, like, I want you here.
Oh, bro, my wife once said, "I'm okay to downscale." I forget exactly how she said. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm cool to downscale the lifestyle if that means you're here more.
Yeah,
And when your wife says something like that to you, you can not help but be rocked a little bit. Like it makes you pull back and take stock of everything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And
Yeah,
so as of right now, because we're running out of time, brother, I got two quick questions to ask you. What is important to you right now? Like outside of family, what
yeah.
is important to you in your walk with Christ right now in this very moment?
Obedience, man. Just obedience in every area of my life, man. Just trying to. I literally said this to my wife 3 days ago. I'm an idea guy. I'm a creator by nature. I love building platforms. That's a good thing. But sometimes, anything you have can be used to a fault, which
Mm,
means I'm always ideating and trying and thinking about the next thing to do. And I remember I said to her, and I think just from a point of sharing and wanting that accountability, I don't want to do the next thing until the Lord tells me to do the next thing.
that's
And
real.
so I've got tons of ideas and things I think we should be doing to build more platforms and whatnot for CHH. I'm like, you know what? I need to chill until the Lord tells me this is the next thing.
And if you could give one word to CHH, what would you say to the entire culture?
Oh wow, that's tough, man. Honestly, bro, I would say keep going. Keep going. There's so many good things happening right now. There's tons of individual successes. There are tons of group successes. There are tons of platform successes. There are tons of diversity in the sonics, the lyric delivery, etc. There's people who are expanding from being artists to full content creators like yourself. You get what I'm saying? Who
Yeah,
are doing so many things. I would say keep going and just keep going and pressing and double checking and making sure that the Lord is behind it. You know what I'm saying? But keep going.
absolutely. I love it. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for your time today. It was really an honor to have you here. We got to get you
Thank you,
back
bro.
going when we got more time in the future, brother.
Happy to, man. You let me know.
Absolutely. Thank you again, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Good to see you.